Here is my review for the Legend of Korra episode 3, so let's get into this. So this week's episode of Legend of Korra, this was a really good episode this week. I really enjoyed this episode because there's a lot of things that happen when it comes to Korra and just her personality. Like I'm still annoyed with her, but I'm seeing why she's like the way she is and stuff, and I'm gonna get into that later in this review. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, so I'm gonna start with tenzin stuff first. And then I'm going to talk about Korra's things, because there's more things I need to talk about with Korra, because it's like some references I want to make, and what she has to do, and so, like, so much stuff. So I'm going to start with tenzin first, because, you know, tenzin has his own troubles right now. So, with tenzin, Kaya, and Bumi in this episode, they all go to search for Iki, because Iki has ran away from home, because Meelo and jinora were just, like, teasing her and stuff like that, so she ran away. And so they're trying to look for her, but as they're looking for her, they have all these problems. They arguing with each other all the freaking time. And we come to find out, Aang was not necessarily like the greatest father here. Because apparently Aang spent a lot more time with Tenzin than any of his other children. That could be because he's like, you know, the only airbender, so maybe he wanted to spend more time because he's an airbender. I don't know, but it's very interesting to see that. So there's that right there. And like I said, because he's attentive with him more once he died and stuff like that. Tenzin wanted to carry on his will, and he had to try to help Republic City, do all this stuff. Like he wasn't there with his family enough, and that could be maybe one of the reasons why Iki may run away. Like there's a lot of things going on here. So it's just there's a lot of things bothering him. And then when it comes to Kaya actually spent a lot of time with Katara after Aang died. She tried to comfort Katara at that time, so she went back and everything. Because other than that, she was like before Aang died, she was just trying to find herself as the whole thing. So that's another interesting thing about that. And when it comes to Bumi actually has no bending, so I feel like he might have a little resentment for bending, because he looks at them, because there's this moment here where they're supposed to climb this they can walk down this little path. It might take them a little longer, or they can go down this little waterfall, and there's like little steps. You can get down there like that. He's like, well, we can do this. This is quicker. But he has no bending, so he has to take those steps. So it's going to take a while. When it comes to Kaya and Tenzin, they have bending, so they just go down there all quick. Like, they're down there already. So you see his face right there, and he looks kind of mad. I'm like, huh. So I'm wondering if maybe he feels some kind of way about bending. So it's interesting. And they also make a little bit of bending jokes like that to him and stuff. So I don't know. It's interesting to see that. So I guess I'm a little bothered for the fact that Aang may not have been a good father. I'm like, no, man. I mean, I understand, because I think he had a lot of responsibilities. The Avatar, he has to go do what he got to do. He had to go deal with freaking Yakone and crap, and like, he had a lot of stuff to deal with, and that's why he probably couldn't spend enough time. But he did spend enough time with Tenzin, so it's not, what I'm saying? Like, I wonder why he did that. It's very interesting, because they feel like they don't feel loved by Aang. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm bothered by that. I'm serious. Like, I don't know. I'm like, come on, Aang, you messing up, man. You messing up. So that's what was going on with that part with Tenzin. The only other thing I want to say too, when it comes to Iki, it's weird that they can't find her at all. Like she's not in the area at all. So they're like going outwards, just walking around everywhere. So I'm just wondering, where did she go? What happened to her? Part of me feels like maybe a spirit could have taken her. It's not impossible, seeing that the gate has been open, and maybe some kind of spirit wanted her. I don't know. It's like I said, but it's very, very interesting. So hopefully she is not captured by a spirit, but I look forward to seeing where it's all going to go. So when it comes to Korra in this episode here, so we see that we have the Southern Water Tribe and the Northern Water Tribe. They are having problems. The thing is, the Southern Water Tribe don't like the fact that the Northern Water Tribe is there, because it feels like they're invading. Well, while they're trying to keep peace and come together. That's what this is all about. To come together is what's happening. But that's not what's not going on. At least that's what they feel like, anyways. Unalaq wants to say that we're coming together, but Unalaq has some other. He's evil. God dang it, he is freaking evil. I don't know what he wants exactly, because the thing is, after Korra opened that gate, he now wants her to open the Northern Water Tribe's gate as well, to make it more spiritual. Basically to be able to come together. Like, if you do that, they'll become connected. Is what he's saying. That doesn't sound good though. Like, you're opening more ways for the spirits to just come out. Like, I feel like if they open both the gates, maybe stronger spirits can actually come out. You don't want, like, let's say Ko to come out. Ko is still around. He's a freaking spirit. He's in the spirit world. If both those gates get open, we don't know what could happen. That could honestly happen. Like, Ko can come out and start taking everybody's face. We don't know. Like, I don't know. This is treading water here. You don't know what's gonna happen, but he wants to do this anyways. Because I'm also feeling that maybe he wants to go into the spirit world to be able to get something. I don't know exactly what, but he wants to try to enter the spirit world, and that's why maybe he needs both gates to be open. So he has an opening and an exit to get out. So I don't know. It's interesting though. So I wonder how this is all gonna pan out for him, and what the heck is he trying to? What is he trying to accomplish here, and what does he want? You know, because we still don't really know that. So that's what's going on. Like I said, and there's turmoil when it comes to the Southern Water Tribe and the Northern Water Tribe. And so there's this incident right here. And I like this part right here. This is a good moment for this episode, which is why I like it so much. Because the thing here is, Korra has to basically keep the peace. And this reminds me a lot of the first series, because Aang had to do this as the Avatar a lot. He has to meddle in other people's affairs so that he can be able to fix these problems. You know, it's the same thing what Korra has to do now, and I like that she's going to have to take this kind of responsibility because he is the Avatar. So it just reminds me a lot when it came to Aang, because he had to do the same thing at this time. The problem is, she's not that good at trying to keep the peace here, because here's the thing what happened, and I don't like this either. The Northern Water Tribe were walking by, right? Some little kids threw some snowballs at their head. They got mad and took the kids off the roof, because they were on the roof at that time. They took the kids off the roof and they fell down. They could have gotten hurt. That was dirty. Like, I don't know why some Water Tribe, the Northern Water Tribe was acting that way, because they're mad. But still, it's like, what the heck? And so Southern Water Tribe is like, you better pick on someone your own size. And so they're about to fight. But that's when Korra comes in, and she tries to mediate this whole thing and try to calm everything down. But the Southern Water Tribe felt like Korra was on the Northern Water Tribe side. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to keep the peace. I'm just trying to keep the peace here. And so that's when her father came in and then calmed everything down. And that just made her more angry, because it's like, I couldn't get to do, why you gotta try to jump in here? I don't need you to help me. And so she's mad about that and everything. And she's still trying to talk to Unalaq and trying to fix these problems. And it's not gonna work here. And so she ends up talking to her mother here. And this is another thing we end up coming with what she says here. I'm just like, no, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to her personality. Honestly, what she says here. Because the thing is, she knows the truth about what they're doing, that they're trying to keep her sheltered, just trying to have a normal life. The thing, what she says, she's like, I didn't want a normal life. I wanted to become the Avatar. And I'm like, that is completely different from what Aang wanted. If you watch the first season, the first series, Aang didn't want to become the Avatar. He wanted to have a normal life. That's like completely opposite of each other. And they're like completely opposite of each other's whole thing. I'm trying to say here. So it's just very interesting to see that. So, I don't know, I feel like she needs to maybe talk to Aang at this point, so she can maybe, come to terms with all this stuff and try to stop being so irrational, because that's the other thing about her. Because she's so different from Aang, Aang was more rational and tries to figure out the best solution and stuff, while she is just hot-tempered and angry, and she just lashes out at anything and anybody because she doesn't know what to do, so that's like the only thing, that's like her defense mechanism. And so that's what she ends up doing here, because her mother was just like, well, you can't just connect. You can't just like stop all these problems with the Northern and the Southern Water Tribe, because this problem was here before you were even born. And she's like, I don't know. I gotta do something. Like, well, I'm not supposed to do anything then? I'm like, no. Like, what she was basically saying, like, you can't just stop it in one day. But she didn't want to listen to that. I'm just like, why are you getting so angry about that? You can't. Like, come on now. They'll always have these problems here. So it's just like, it's interesting. I like that they did that too. Because it just kind of gives you a more clear perspective on her and Aang and just how different they are, So that's why things are just like, it's just so much different. That's why we try to compare her to Aang and stuff. Maybe we shouldn't do that, because there's still growth for her. This season I'm seeing right now is that, yes, she's probably going to get some development on her character herself. She's going to finally become a more responsible Avatar from what we're seeing from this episode here. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, because she's gonna grow from this. Especially with the stuff that we're seeing now, she's gonna grow from this. So I'm looking forward to that. So like I said, when it comes to the Northern Water Tribe and the Southern Water Tribe, they have some issues. And so the Southern Water Tribe is gonna try to make a rebellion. They want to attack the Northern Water Tribe people. They're gonna try to take Unalaq, and they try to attack them and stuff. And they kind of do that pretty quickly. I didn't expect them to do it so fast. And so they're there. Korra thought that her father was actually helping this project, because God could see his eyes, he's wearing a mask, but they got Unalaq and they're about to go, and there we see some little good action scenes here, and they get captured. They all get captured at the end of the day. She ends up saving Unalaq, and that was not her father. It was some other guy, with some beard, like, that guy is not your father. Yeah, you are not the father. Start dancing. But yeah, so they ended up getting captured, and they'll be put on trial, because Korra wanted them to be on trial as, even though they did something wrong, we should still treat them as, as people. You're supposed to put them on trial. You don't just throw them in jail automatically. We should put them on trial so they can have their rights, their rights and stuff. So that's what they're gonna end up doing. So at the end of this episode, Korra ends up apologizing to her father because she thought, you know, he was going to be a part of that whole group and attack Unalaq and all that stuff. But he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He was at home just eating and stuff. He was chilling. And so she's just like, I'm sorry. She's fine. She finally breaks down and says sorry. She's crying and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, she understands she did so many things wrong. I'm glad that she is apologizing for it. But after all that apology and all that little soppy, you know, nice stuff going on right there, that's when Unalaq jumps in and he's like, my brother, you going to jail. You going to jail now? Like, this is what's going on. Like, we're going to take you and your wife because you guys trying to aspire to kill me. And that's in the episode. I'm like, this sucker here, like, what the heck, man? That's your brother. Like, he's like, I would never attack my brother. Well, apparently your brother don't give a crap. So, yeah, I like that, though. That was a little predictable because I knew Unalaq was going to do something. I just know he was going to do that per se. So that was interesting though. So I like that. Oh, and some funny stuff with this episode as well when it came to Mako and Bolin. This was some funny stuff here. Well, when it comes to Bolin, yes, we got Eska. Like, I don't know. I know some people don't really like Eska like that. I like Eska. She's freaking hilarious to me. Like, she's just like, we're going to be going to the Northern War tribe together once it's all over. And we're just going to have an icy fun time, basically. We're gonna have some fun time. And she's like, the way she laughs is freaking stupid too. Like, her laugh is horrible. Like, I don't know what's up with this girl. She's weird. She's hilarious to me. I want to know more about her. So, but she was funny in this episode. Bolin wants to break up with Eska because she's like, because he's just like, she's controlling. I don't know what to do. Like, I can't. I don't know what to do. This is getting ridiculous. I just don't want to be with this girl anymore. Mako is just suggesting that, well, why don't you just break up with her? And he's like, I can do that. I was like, it's okay. Like, what, really? You don't know this? And the thing here, because after he says like, well, you can break up with her. Like, once you take that leash off of you, you're gonna feel free as ever. You're gonna feel just happy and everything. And he's like, Bolin's like, yeah, you're right. You must be breaking a lot of people's hearts and stuff like that. You're good. You're like, Courtney, watch out. And I'm just like, that was funny when he said that because it just all reminded me of freaking Mako and Asami because they had these kind of problems. You broke her heart, son. That's what you did. You gotta deal with it, son. Like, I was just like, it was too funny. Like, dang. Like, Bolin, you just burned your brother. You didn't even realize. So, like, that was cold. That was cold. But I like that. And then they actually had like this little double date, freaking Mako and Korra. He was freaking with Eska, Eska and Bolin. So, yeah, it was some funny stuff. So I like that about this episode as well. So I like the little connections we see when it comes to Korra and Aang here for how just different they are. Like, they're so freaking different. I would love to see if Aang can actually connect with her and talk to her and be like, look, I never want to become the Avatar. You're like completely different from me. Like, I never wanted to become the Avatar. I wanted to actually have a normal life. I never actually experienced that. So you should actually don't take that for granted. You should be happy and proud of the fact that your parents actually tried to let you have a normal life as long as you had, So now it's your Avatar, you just gotta take your responsibilities. I wish he'd like come in and say something like that to her because she needs someone to reason with her at this point. That's the problem with her. It's like there's no one there for her really to calm her down. Like there's no one there to try to talk to her to make her be relaxed a little bit because she's not. Like seriously, there's no one there. So and like anything she says goes. The other thing too. No one really tries to challenge her. That's the other problem. Like I said, like I want things to. Like I was saying to you guys, I was just replying to some comments, but I want her to not get everything she wants. I want her to struggle a lot more and maybe not get everything, not get everything she wanted. Because like in the first season, she basically got everything she wanted. Even though there were some struggles here and there, she still got everything she wanted. Like she even got Mako at the end. So that's the other thing. Mako didn't really know what to say to her, even though she was having those troubles here. So he just, like I said, I want someone to really just try to tell her what to do, tell her what's up. Like just really give that real hard raw knowledge to her. Yeah, that's where we need an Iroh. And that's the other thing when it comes to Unalaq too. If Unalaq was only doing this just to try and go into the spirit world, I don't know why he needs to do that, seeing as we know people can actually go into the spirit world without doing all that. Like Iroh actually was able to enter the spirit world, as stated from himself. Iroh was able to do it. So if that's why he's trying to open these gates up, then I like you could do it a different way. This is bringing danger. You don't know what can happen here. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's exactly here. But I'm looking forward to seeing more from this. What the heck is Unalaq exactly? What is the exact plan? What are your guys' thoughts on this plan exactly? What do you think he's trying to really do here? Is he trying to take over the freaking Southern War tribe altogether? Or is he not as evil as we want him to think? Or as we want to believe anyways, I'm saying. So, I don't know. Like, I look forward to seeing more of this. So, leave your comments below and tell me what you think of this week's episode. Like this review. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Legend of Korra reviews from me. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out.